hablas de ti, tú eres un
Sí,
pendejo
sí,
nomás
sí,
con la
sí,
imagen,
sí.
idiota.
Sí, sí, sí.
Cabrón.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez have once again shown that their September matchup is the fight of the year. Although Canelo has a bout scheduled for Cinco de Mayo, it's his fight with Crawford that's grabbing all the attention.
Imbécil intento de gente que tengo aquí a mi izquierda, que no se le olvide que yo ya vine siendo el Canelo a Estados Unidos y que solamente lucró con mi...
He, alongside the former undisputed champion from Omaha, Nebraska, has had several meetings with Saudi boxing mogul Turki Al-Sheikh, but beyond the meetings, they've now intensified things with some heated exchanges for a fight set to be the match of the year. Fans want maximum chaos and intensity, and Crawford and Canelo Alvarez know exactly how to deliver, giving fans exactly what they're looking for.
Both of us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody that I step.
It was reported this week that the showdown between the pound-for-pound stars has been agreed upon and is set for September, although speculation continues that it could happen in May instead. Turki Al-Sheikh has been leading negotiations between both fighters' camps to finalize one of boxing's biggest fights. Canelo was initially reluctant to face the 37-year-old from Omaha, but the Mexican star has apparently changed his mind and is now preparing for his latest challenge.
A small fighter like Charlo, he's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford.
Speaking about the fight during an interview with a reputable boxing platform, the 34-year-old revealed he is open to the clash with Crawford, admitting he won't get much credit for it. I respect Crawford, he's a great fighter, and no disrespect to him. Sometimes it's a little crazy that people talk about a smaller fighter like Charlo, and then everyone questions if I'm going to face Crawford, who is a fighter at 147 and even smaller than Charlo. It makes no sense. At the end of the day, I won't get any credit if I face Crawford, but you never know. In boxing, I go up and down and fight everybody out there, so it's possible, why not?
Fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense when you guys say.
This was almost a repeat of an earlier interview where he said, I'm in, why not? Don't get me wrong, Crawford is a great fighter, but in my weight class, it's an easy fight for me, easy money. If the money is right, I'm in. I usually don't like fighting guys like Crawford because they move a lot and the fight isn't that exciting. But I saw Crawford in his last fight, and he didn't move that much, so yeah, if the money is right, I'm in.
First, what did you think of his performance versus Berlanga?
I think he put on a great performance, like he always do. You know, Canelo is Canelo.
I've been wanting this fight, it's a legacy fight, the biggest fight in boxing today. I feel like it's the last of the Mohicans. The fight would be massive, with two of the top 3 pound-for-pound fighters going head-to-head. I know Canelo is bigger than me, but I'm up for the challenge. It's all respect, and if he decides to step my way and we get in the ring, it would be an electrifying fight.
I think Berlanga put on a tremendous show as well. You know, he showed a lot of heart and grit and determination as well, and that made for a great fight.
If it does go down, Crawford acknowledges he'll face some challenges, saying he will certainly have to be aware of Canelo's size and power. But he added, I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life, and of course I'll come away with a win. There's no doubt in my mind that I wouldn't beat anyone I step in the ring with.
Come my way and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight, you know.
What makes a potential Canelo-Crawford fight particularly significant is that both men's Hall of Fame-worthy careers are likely winding down. The 34-year-old Canelo has been fighting professionally for nearly 20 years, compiling an impressive record of 62 wins. Some of those fights, especially his 2 controversial battles with Gennady Golovkin, have undoubtedly taken a toll. As for Crawford, at 37, he's not getting any younger, with 41 fights under his belt, and he's never lost in the ring. Seen through this lens, a Canelo-Crawford matchup makes a lot of sense, as fans wonder what mountains are left for each man to climb.
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'll be a well-fought fight for both of us.
Both know what it's like to be an undisputed champion in an era when such fighters are rare. Each has also experienced fighting under the brightest lights, Canelo in multiple high-profile bouts against Golovkin and Floyd Mayweather, and Crawford in his first super fight in 2023, when he dominated fellow welterweight titleist Errol Spence in 9 one-sided rounds. Crawford, who last fought at super welterweight, would need to move up 2 full weight divisions to challenge super middleweight king Canelo in what would be one of the biggest fights in recent memory.
Mayor, cuando Canelo va a regresar al cuadrilátero.
Pues sí, lo importante es ganar, vernos bien. Estamos trabajando muy fuerte, creo que tenemos.
It now seems Bud may have the chance to become undisputed in a third weight class when he takes on the challenge. According to comments from Canelo's trainer and manager, Eddie Reynoso, Alvarez lost his undisputed status at 168 pounds when he was stripped by the IBF, with unheralded Cuban William Skell later claiming the belt. Reynoso told Tosca.com that Skell, alongside French prospect Christian and Billy, are in the running for a Cinco de Mayo showdown against his fighter. Well, there are several, William Skell, the other one classified by the WBO, Christian, and Billy, I think he lives in Canada. They are the ones that more or less exist right now, but there is nothing concrete, he said.
La pelea por cualquiera de las dos vías y después de eso pues ver qué es lo que viene, pero Saúl está para pelear con el que sea.
Canelo's ready to fight whoever it might be, but right now we are squarely focused.
You also hear talk of Crawford for September, but nothing is certain yet, likely not for another 15 days or so. Few would give Skell, who many felt was lucky to beat Vladimir Shishkin last time, much of a chance against 4-weight world champion Canelo Alvarez if the fight happens. Montreal-based Andely might provide a tougher test, though he would still enter a bout against the Guadalajara star as a significant underdog. Fans can only hope there are no hiccups or injuries for Canelo, and that he's at his best for a generational showdown with Crawford this autumn.
Ánimo, güey, eh. Eres más joven que él, Saúl, eh. Eres más joven que él, hay que aprovechar eso, hijo, eh.
Canelo comes over the top with an overhand right, lands right to the...
The relationship between Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso is one of boxing's most successful and enduring partnerships. It began in 2003 when a 14-year-old Canelo walked into Reynoso's gym in Guadalajara, Mexico. At the time, Eddie Reynoso was just 27, and his father, Don Cho, immediately recognized Canelo's potential, impressed by his power and skill even at such a young age.
Of Triple G.
Así, güey. Póngase bien. Listo, cabrón. Chile huevos, cabrón. ¿Eh? Siéntese, mijo. Ya te acabó.
Canelo's bond with the Reynosos, particularly Eddie, grew from a traditional trainer-fighter relationship into something more like a father-son dynamic. Eddie Reynoso was instrumental in developing Canelo's boxing skills and played a crucial role in shaping the future boxing icon's illustrious career. Under Reynoso's guidance, Canelo rose to become one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, capturing multiple world titles across various weight classes.
La goma. Ya está, ya. Mijo, siguen 3 rounds, hay que hacerlo con velocidad, con inteligencia, güey. ¿Eh? Sí. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Te lastimó? ¿Eh?
Crawford is fully aware of the physical disadvantage he would face against Canelo, acknowledging that size will be a crucial factor in the fight. However, he remains confident in his ability to overcome this challenge and impose his boxing style. Some analysts have expressed skepticism about Crawford's ability to compete effectively at super middleweight, partly due to his most recent fight, a points victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight, which lacked the dominant performance many had expected.
Hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to be Vince. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that.
Regardless of these concerns, a potential bout between Canelo and Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans. The combination of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters sets the stage for what could be an unforgettable spectacle. Since 2022, Canelo Alvarez has maintained a tradition of fighting twice a year, typically in May and September, with the May bout coinciding with the weekend that celebrates Mexico's independence. He is expected to continue this schedule, making the question of his next opponent all the more intriguing. With little interest in facing mandatory WBC 168 pounds challenger David Benavidez, Terence Crawford appears to be a strong option for Canelo Alvarez's first fight of the year.
With now, or are we still waiting for that second fight to happen? I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got to work things out and see where they go from there.
Although the fight seems more media-driven than competitive, as Crawford fights at 154 pounds, 2 divisions below the super middleweight Canelo Alvarez, the push is on. Both Crawford and Turki Al-Sheikh are trying to convince Alvarez to accept the bout, reportedly asking $150 million. Given how unconvincing a fight against Crawford could be in sporting terms, and Canelo's evasiveness regarding Benavidez at 175 pounds, Alvarez may have other interesting options to kick off 2025 in the ring.
Yeah, what's talking? Don't think that they can get a shot at Bud after, with the belt not even being on the line. Is that a fight that...
Another name mentioned for Canelo is Christian Imile, a 29-year-old Frenchman with an undefeated 28-0 record, who in his last fight defeated Sergey Dorenko in August and could be a contender for the WBC title. A possibility already ruled out for September was William Skell, 23-0, the IBF challenger, an organization that stripped Canelo of his undisputed status for refusing to fight the Cuban and took away his world title.
And making his own catch weight for years. You know, Canelo fought a smaller Mayweather.
However, a Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford matchup is one of the biggest fights that could be made right now, and with Saudi Arabia's involvement in boxing, it seems more possible than ever. Trainer Robert Garcia noted that Canelo would have an advantage over Crawford and also addressed Crawford's situation, clarifying that if he doesn't get a fight against Canelo soon, the Omaha boxer will likely choose to retire.
No, because the way Crawford is doing it is because he knows it's the biggest payday in his life, and he'll never...
Crawford is a smart man. He's already achieved everything he wanted, Garcia said in an interview with Fight Hype. He's done a lot. He doesn't need to challenge himself or prove anything to anyone. I've talked to him personally, and my feeling is that he wants that big fight against Canelo, and if he doesn't get it, he might never fight again. Garcia added that there are many options for Crawford in the junior middleweight division if he chooses to challenge the current champions. The most attractive is WBC and WBO champion Sebastian Fundora, though he could also challenge IBF champion Bakram Murtazaliev. Other potential opponents include Jermel Charlo, Virgil Ortiz Jr., David Benavidez, and Xander Zaz.
So of course, why would he call out Benavidez when he's calling out Canelo knowing that he's going to make double the money?
Because he wants to fight at 68, that's why.
So that's why, Eddie.
However, for Robert Garcia, Crawford no longer needs to seek another fight. With his outstanding career and unbeaten record, he has nothing left to prove. He's already achieved it. I don't see him fighting just to please fans who say he needs to fight this or that one, Garcia explained. He believes that if it were about money, Crawford wouldn't need to fight again, as he has secured his fortune and made smart investments. His only reason to return to the ring would be to face Canelo and finish his career on a high. He's going to go out there and look for the big fight. Enjoy his life. He's a very smart man. He's invested his money. He doesn't need to fight one more time. But he's still looking for that big fight against Canelo, and if he gets it, he'll take it. Other than that, he might never fight again, added the trainer.
Why? He wants to make the biggest fucking payday.
Does he have a chance in the fight?
Everybody has a chance, but I think he'll put up some good rounds. I think he loses.
If the fight happens against the Guadalajara boxer, Garcia believes Crawford could compete with Canelo for several rounds, not enough to beat him, but enough to earn his and the public's respect. Look, I think Crawford could give good rounds. The first 6 to 8 rounds would be very competitive. Crawford has skills, he's very strong, and has great speed and power to earn Canelo's respect and show him respect. But eventually, I think Canelo is too big, too strong. For those 6 rounds, though, I think it would be a very entertaining fight, Garcia concluded.
Crawford, Canelo.
He'll put up some good rounds. He'll fight. He'll probably get stopped and get knocked out. But he'll put up some good rounds. Yeah, but he'll put up some good rounds.
A boxing coach revealed that he received racist abuse and hateful messages for picking Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez, should the widely expected and highly anticipated fight happen in 2025. But why did Stephen Edwards stand by his prediction? The 34-year-old Canelo is currently the unified super middleweight champion and one of boxing's biggest names, known for his pressure fighting, intelligent counterpunching, and iron chin, qualities that have helped him win 62 bouts and capture titles in 4 divisions, challenging in a 5th. On the other hand is 37-year-old Bud Crawford, also a 4-weight world champion and the current unified light middleweight champion.
But Canelo is a great fighter, but my eyes tell me he's slowing down a bit. The Canelo that fought Berlanga.
His switch hitting and tactical intelligence have been highly praised, making him a versatile fighter who has won 41 matches and knocked out 31 opponents. This makes the pair an enticing clash for both boxing experts and casual fans, which is part of why Saudi Arabia is so eager to make the fight happen. However, it seems some are taking it too far, as Edwards revealed he received a wave of abuse for backing the American to win. I get more racist and hateful emails than you could imagine, Edwards told the media, as reported by BoxingScene.com, just because I picked Crawford to beat Canelo.
Like, that's a public execution. The fact that he let Berlinger go the distance, he let Munguia go the distance, he let Charlo go the distance.
Literal stalkers try to bait me into posting their emails because they love seeing their names online. Straight losers who claim they hate me but read my mailbag every week, it's the strangest obsession. What's funny is all Canelo has to do is take the fight and prove me wrong. They should be upset with him, not me. Canelo's fans didn't get upset when I picked him to beat Bivol, and I was as wrong as two left shoes. It was one of the worst picks of my life. There's no shame in losing to Bivol. He proved himself a great fighter. Yet I didn't get a single hateful email from Russians claiming a conspiracy just because I picked Canelo.
The point where once he put him in their place and he knew he could beat him, he just didn't turn the after gear on. And
despite the abuse, Edwards refuses to be bullied into backing the man from Guadalajara to beat the man from Omaha if they meet in the ring in 2025. Offering strong words to his trolls, he said, Canelo has a great IQ and great eyes. He reportedly regularly beats up heavyweights in the gym. He knows size isn't everything, Edwards added. He also knows the trouble he had with Mayweather, Trout, and Lara, fighters with similar styles and traits to Bud Crawford. He can see what Crawford is, even if you can't. You guys can write in all you want, call me names, insult me all you want. I'm picking Terence Bud Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez by close decision. No one is talking me off my pick.
He's a lot stronger than people realize. I'm not saying he's stronger than Canelo, but he's strong enough. It's not a weightlifting contest.
Both fighters are good fighters, he said, commenting on next month's undisputed light heavyweight championship bout. I think both have a chance to win.
The view to watch it.
Is the skill level of Crawford equalize the weight, in your opinion?
I think if they fought, they'd obviously be the same weight, would they not?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Maybe not the best person to advise Crawford right now, after losing to a man about 50 pounds lighter a few weeks ago, but Tyson Fury does have some warnings for him. Speaking to TNT Sports Boxing, the former two-time world heavyweight champion agreed that weight was the deciding factor in that contest, suggesting Crawford might have had a chance to beat Canelo years ago in a lower division. However, backing the Mexican at super middleweight, where the fight would take place, Fury said, "Here we have Terence Crawford versus Alvarez, a very tough fight in different weight categories. What weight would this fight happen? I don't know. At 168, I'm going to say Canelo. At 140, I'd say Crawford. So I'll go with Canelo."
Crawford going from 47 to 68.
Maybe he would bring Canelo down to 60 or 54 or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
You have a favorite?
Canelo has categorically ruled out dropping any weight, which aligns with Bud's goal of testing himself to the limit by moving up to 168 pounds, 14 pounds more than his last outing. That's all for now. For the best updates on news, moments, events, and action in the world of boxing, stay content. Forget to turn on notifications to be alerted whenever we drop content like this. Until next time, peace out.